All right, so everyone's been talking about this new Storm Phaze AI bowling ball, and we wanted to take a deep dive into what we found.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz around this one, so we've been checking out what people are saying online, especially on YouTube.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get into it. So the Phaze AI, it's not just an update, right? It's a whole new ball, drops October 18th, and it's got this new Pearl reactive cover stock.
Yeah, they're marketing it as the next evolution, which is a pretty bold statement.
It is. It's like they took the Phase II and gave it a serious upgrade. So for those of us who, love geeking out over bowling tech, break it down for us. What makes this ball so special?
Well, it all starts with that new cover stock. They're calling it the TX16 Pearl Reactive, and Storm's really hyping it up, talking about maximum back-end motion, killer entry angle, and then on top of that, they've added this power edge polish.
Power Edge Polish.
Hmm.
What is that, like giving the ball a super smooth finish or something?
It is. It's a completely new finishing compound they're using. They say it creates a smoother, glossier finish than anything they've done before. Reduces friction, so you get a more powerful reaction down the lane.
Okay, so it's not just about looks then, it's about performance. I like it. But speaking of looks, can we talk about this cherry vanilla cupcake scent for a second?
I know, right? It's like, who comes up with this stuff? But hey, maybe it'll give you a psychological edge on the lanes.
Hey, whatever works.
Hmm.
But seriously, we've covered the fancy cover stock, the high-tech polish, even the scent. But let's talk about what's going on inside this thing. What's the deal with this Velocity AI core?
So that's where the AI in Phaze AI really comes in. They've taken their velocity core, which a lot of people already know and like with the low RG and high differential, and they've added what they're calling AI core technology.
Okay, so is there actually like some artificial intelligence built into this ball or what?
Not in the literal sense, but they've redesigned the core's outer layer to work hand in hand with that new cover stock and polish. They're saying it'll create a smoother back-end reaction, no more sudden, jerky hooks.
Okay, that makes more sense. So it's like they engineered this ball to be a smooth operator but with a powerful punch. Sounds impressive, but how does it actually perform on the lanes?
Yeah, that's the big question. And luckily for us, the Bowling Passport on YouTube did a pretty comprehensive review. They even compared it directly to the Phase II using the same pin layout, same 42-foot pattern, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so a real head-to-head matchup. I like it.
Yeah.
What did they find? What were the big takeaways?
One of the most interesting things they highlighted was how well the Phaze AI read the mid lane, especially for a shiny ball. Usually you expect that from a duller finish, but it seems like that power edge polish, along with that AI core, is doing some work there.
Interesting. It's like they've combined the best of both worlds. How did it compare to the Phase II overall?
Well, they actually found that the mid-lane reaction was pretty similar between the two, even though the Phaze AI is shiny and the Phase II is duller. But the big difference, and they emphasized this, was that the Phaze AI was cleaner going down the lane, seemed to handle the later stages of the game better when the oil pattern starts to break down.
Now, that's important. You
Yeah.
need a ball that can adapt as those lanes change.
Mm.
Any other tips from the Bowling Passport on how to get the most out of the Phase AI?
They did mention you might want to adjust the surface for heavier oil conditions, maybe go a little less aggressive.
So you can really fine-tune it to your game. I like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a winner so far. But how does it stack up against other balls in its class?
That's what we're going to find out. We'll hear from the hype next. They had some great insights from comparing the Phaze AI to some of the other top contenders out there.
So the hype, they always keep it real. What was their take on the Phase AI?
They were definitely impressed. They really wanted to see how it compared to the Idle Pearl. That's a popular one.
Yeah, the Idle Pearl, that's a good benchmark. And the original Phase too, right?
Exactly, the Phase II. So they put all three of them to the test. And one of the things they noticed right away, the hype actually had tested the Summit pick from, another brand recently. And they said the Phaze AI was just like way more angular off the spot compared to that one.
Oh, interesting. So more of a sharper, more angular motion right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's what they observed. And I thought it was interesting, too, because when they compared it to the Idle Pearl, you'd think, more angular, probably going to be more aggressive overall.
Yeah, you'd expect that.
But they actually found the Phaze AI was a little quicker, easier to send to the right, and they were still getting a higher entry angle with it compared to the Idle Pearl.
So quicker, smoother, higher entry angle, that's a pretty potent combination. How does that even,
Yeah, how do they pull that off, right?
right? Yeah.
It seems like it's finding that balance between speed and control that's so crucial, but so hard to find in a ball.
Yeah, you don't want to sacrifice one for the other.
Exactly. And
Now,
that seemed to be the thing that really stood out to them with the Phase AI is that it was like it had that extra gear, but it wasn't like out of control.
okay, so it's got the power, but it's also got the finesse.
Mm.
I like it. What about compared to the Phase II, though? Could it dethrone the champ?
Well, they did say that Phase 2 still is the most aggressive hook, like overall.
That Phase II hook is legendary.
Right. But the thing is, even though the Phase AI maybe wasn't quite as like violently hooky as the Phase 2, they were still really impressed with it. And they even said that, they put it up against like the Scorpion Strike and the Stealth Hybrid.
Okay, so those are some big names.
Yeah, other brands too. And they felt like it could hold its own.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like the Phase AI is shaping up to be a seriously versatile ball.
Yeah.
Smooth, powerful, reads the mid lane well, gives you that back end motion. That's pretty impressive.
And don't forget that cherry vanilla scent.
Right, can't forget about the scent. But seriously, I mean, with so many bowling balls out there, it can be tough to know which one's right for you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What advice would you give to someone who's listening to this and thinking, man, this Phase AI sounds great. Should I get one? What should they be considering?
I mean, first of all, it's awesome that you're even thinking about this stuff, right? Like, you're already ahead of the game if you're thinking about what kind of ball do I need? So, kudos to you for that. But yeah, like you said, it's a tough decision because there's so many options out there.
It can be overwhelming.
It really can. I would say it all starts with, like, what kind of bowler are you?
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. I would say it all starts with, like, what kind of bowler are you? What are you looking for on the lanes?
Right. Are you like that aggressive back end motion
Yeah.
kind of bowler, or you like something a little smoother and more controlled?
Exactly, yeah. Because it sounds like, from what we've seen, this Phase AI kind of walks that line pretty well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you a little of both. So, yeah, and then I would say, think about the gaps in your arsenal.
Okay. Yeah. What are you already working with?
Yeah, what are your go-to balls? Are there certain lane conditions that you're like, oh, I always struggle with this?
Right.
Maybe the Phase AI is the ball that fills that gap for you.
I like it. Yeah. Figure out what you need and then see if this matches up.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I do want to circle back to something because I thought this was really interesting. The hype, obviously impressed with the Phase AI as a plural option, but they threw out this idea of what if Storm released a solid version of this ball?
Oh, man. That would be something else.
Right.
A Phase AI with a solid cover.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I know. That got me thinking, like, imagine that AI core technology, but with a completely different cover stock.
Hmm.
Like, how would that react? How would it handle different lane conditions?
Right.
So many possibilities.
I know. It makes you wonder what else they have up their sleeve. What else are they cooking up over there?
Right. That's
Mm.
what's fun about this stuff. There's always something new, always something to be thinking about. Like, man, how can I take my game to the next level? And maybe this Phase AI is it, maybe it's not, but at least it gets that conversation going, gets you thinking about, okay, what do I need? What am I looking for?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, hey, this has been a great deep dive. I feel like I've learned a ton about this Phase AI. Thanks for breaking it all down with me.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fun one to talk about. Always exciting when these new balls come out.
Absolutely. So for everyone listening, if you're as intrigued by this Phase AI as we are, go check it out. Hit up your local pro shop, talk to the experts, see if it might be a good fit for you. And hey, let us know what you think. Until next time, happy bowling.
Happy bowling.